Today, we are living through a revolution in how we understand and experience the world, thanks to the power of big data. And big data needs big hard drives. Perhaps nobody appreciates this more than Shunichi Iwasaki, the Sendai, Japan-based inventor of perpendicular magnetic recording, or PMR, the technology powering today's hard drives. Born near Sendai in 1926, Iwasaki served in the Japanese Navy during World War II. In 1949, he graduated from Tohoku University with bachelor's and doctoral degrees in engineering. He worked for the company that became Sony, then returned to Tohoku University in 1958. He has led the Tohoku Institute of Technology since 1989. His hometown especially appreciates his inventions. In 2011, PMR hard drives stored the sights and sounds of the tsunami that devastated Sendai. Iwasaki invented several commercially important magnetic data storage media, like the ones Sony used in high-8 tapes in 1989. Hard drives also depend on magnetic materials. At the core of all hard drives are two pieces: the spinning magnetic disk that stores data as ones and zeros, and the recording and playback head. Iwasaki's American counterpart, Mark Kryder, is a professor at Carnegie Mellon University. Long before he entered the field,
the first hard drive was built in 1956, and it stored 5 megabytes. It was the size of a couple of refrigerators.
And could store about 2,500 pages of text. Today's hard drives can hold millions of pages on disks made smaller every year. Information on hard drive disks is stored as magnetized grains, with a direction of magnetization representing zeros or ones. As grains shrink in size, the density of information per area increases. In early hard drives, grains were magnetized head to toe or longitudinally on the media. Iwasaki worried about what would happen when the grains become too tightly packed. In 1975, he coined the terms
longitudinal and perpendicular, two kinds of mode of magnetization.
Perpendicular grains can be packed more tightly before they repel each other. But to magnetize those grains required a new kind of recording head.
In my laboratory, I found the perpendicular medium, and also I found the perpendicular head to invention. Yeah, many people are surprised.
When Professor Iwasaki talked about perpendicular recording in 1978, it attracted a lot of attention.
Iwasaki led a Japanese government, university, and industry consortium to develop magnetics technology. At the time, Kryder, a young magnetics researcher, was moving from IBM to Carnegie Mellon University. The U.S. had nothing like Iwasaki's consortium. So, in 1982, Kryder started the industry-funded Magnetics Technology Center at Carnegie Mellon. A few years later, the U.S. government added its support.
I saw a need, in reality, for the U.S. to do something to compete with Japan.
After Iwasaki's PMR announcement, many researchers worked on the technology. But PMR was difficult to commercialize, and a decade later, most lost interest. Iwasaki stuck with his invention.
He had a lot of persistence. I would also say he has a lot of integrity.
In the late 1990s, longitudinal recording was nearing its theoretical limit.
In 1998, I joined Seagate
and led the industry with his vision of high-density hard drives produced in huge quantities. He revived worldwide interest in PMR and solved the technical problems that prevented its commercialization. In 2006, Seagate started selling PMR drives. He is now leading the next major step in the technology, heat-assisted magnetic recording. Kryder grew up outside Portland, Oregon. An avid athlete, he played football in high school and at Stanford University. He earned his PhD from Caltech and spent most of his career going back and forth between industrial and university research.
I'm continuing to do research. I like to sail. I like to ski. I'm still doing that at 70 years old.
Our complex world now depends on data.
Without hard drives, you wouldn't be able to store the data, and therefore you wouldn't be able to analyze it.
The science is the mother of technology, but technology is the father of science.
The 2014 Benjamin Franklin Medal in Electrical Engineering is presented to Shunichi Iwasaki and Mark Kryder.